Geography Class 12, International Trade 150 MCQs. Based on NCERT Geography Class 12th syllabus. Q1. What does international trade refer to? A. Trade within a state. B. Trade across national boundaries. C. Trade within a village. D. Trade within a district. Answer. B. Trade across national boundaries. Q2. Which of the following was the primitive form of trade? A. Electronic funds transfer. B. Barter system. C. Gold standard. D. Paper currency. Answer. B. Barter system. Q3. In the barter system, goods are exchanged for A. Money. B. Services only. C. Other goods. D. Gold. Answer. C. Other goods. K4. Jaunbeel Mela, where the barter system is still practiced, takes place in which Indian state? A. Nagaland. B. Manipur. C. Assam. D. Meghalaya. Answer. C. Assam. Q5. The famous Silk Route connected Rome to which country? A. India. B. Persia. C. China. D. Egypt. Answer. C. China. Q6. What was the approximate length of the ancient Silk Route? A. 4,000 kilometers. B. 5,000 kilometers. C. 6,000 kilometers. D. 7,000 kilometers. Answer. C. 6,000 kilometers. Q7. Which of the following was not primarily transported along the Silk Route? A. Silk. B. Iron ore. C. Spices. D. Roman wool. Answer. B. Iron ore. Q8. When did the slave trade emerge as a highly profitable business? A. 10th century. B. 12th century. C. 15th century. D. 19th century. Answer. C. 15th century. Q9. In which year was the slave trade abolished in the United States of America? A. 1792. B. 1807. C. 1808. D. 1865. Answer. C. 1808. Q10. Which country abolished the slave trade in 1807? A. Great Britain. B. Denmark. C. France. D. USA. Answer. A. Great Britain. Q11. Which country was the first to officially abolish the slave trade in 1792? A. USA. B. Great Britain. C. Denmark. D. Spain. Answer. C. Denmark. Q12. During the Industrial Revolution, what was the primary demand of industrialized nations? A. Finished goods. B. Raw materials. C. Capital. D. Slaves. Answer. B. Raw materials. Q13. The expansion of international trade in the latter half of the 19th century was majorly driven by A. Increase in agricultural production. B. Slave trade. C. Industrial revolution. D. Information technology. Answer. C. Industrial revolution. Q14. What was the primary role of non-industrialized nations during the World Wars era? A. Supplying raw materials and food. B. Exporting machinery. C. Exporting capital. D. Providing technological support. Answer. A. Supplying raw materials and food. Q15. Differences in which of the following forms the primary basis of international trade? A. National resources. B. Political parties. C. Educational institutions. D. Languages. Answer. A. National resources. Q16. Which factor unevenly distributes national resources around the world? A. Geological structure. B. Population density. C. Government policies. D. Human capital. Answer. A. Geological structure. Q17. How does geological structure affect international trade? A. It determines agricultural output. B. It determines the mineral resource base. C. It affects the language spoken. D. It dictates the political system. Answer B. It determines the mineral resource base. Q18. Which of the following products are largely influenced by climate? A. Minerals. B. Flora and fauna. C. Electronics. D. Machinery. Answer B. Flora and fauna. Q19. Which of the following is an example of trade based on cultural factors? A. Export of iron ore. B. Export of crude oil. C. Export of traditional handicrafts. D. Export of software. Answer C. Export of traditional handicrafts. Q20. Iran is historically famous for the export of which culturally distinct product? A. Porcelain. B. Carpets. C. Leather. D. Batik cloth. Answer B. Carpets. Q21. Which region is famous for the export of fine porcelain and brocades? A. Middle East. B. North Africa. C. China. D. South America. Answer C. China. Q22. Indonesia is known worldwide for which traditional craft? A. Carpets. B. Leatherwork. C. Batik cloth. D. Glassware. Answer C. Batik cloth. Q23. Densely populated countries generally exhibit which characteristic in international trade? A. Large volume of internal trade and less external trade. B. Small internal trade and massive external trade. C. Zero internal trade. D. Only export of raw materials. Answer A. Large volume of internal trade and less external trade. Q24. In agriculture-based nations, what is the standard of living generally like? A. Very high. B. Moderate to low. C. Highest in the world. D. Equal to industrial nations. Answer B. Moderate to low. Q25. In industrialized nations, what forms the bulk of exports? A. Agricultural products. B. Raw materials. C. Manufactured goods. D. Unprocessed minerals. Answer C. Manufactured goods. Q26. Foreign investment helps developing countries to develop which sectors for export? A. Only agriculture. B. Plantation agriculture and mining. C. Space technology. D. Nuclear energy. Answer B. Plantation agriculture and mining. Q27. Which of the following improved trade exponentially by providing better mobility? A. Introduction of barter system. B. Expansion of rail, ocean, and air transport. C. Decline in population. D. Reduced foreign investment. Answer B. Expansion of rail, ocean, and air transport. Q28. What does volume of trade refer to? A. The physical weight of goods traded. B. The actual tonnage or total value of goods traded. C. Only the number of ships used. D. The distance traveled by goods. Answer B. The actual tonnage or total value of goods traded. Q29. The nature of goods and services imported and exported by a country is known as A. Volume of trade. B. Direction of trade. C. Composition of trade. D. Balance of trade. Answer C. Composition of trade. Q30. At the beginning of the 20th century, what constituted the primary share of global trade? A. Services. B. Primary products. C. Manufactured goods. D. Software. Answer B. Primary products. Q31. Currently, which sector shows the fastest growth in international trade? A. Agriculture. B. Mining. C. Manufacturing. D. Services. Answer D. Services. Q32. What is direction of trade? A. The routes taken by ships. B. The compass direction of trade winds. C. The countries with which a nation trades. D. The internal movement of goods. Answer. C. The countries with which a nation trades. Q33. In the 19th century, which region dominated the direction of global trade? A. Asia. B. Europe. C. South America. D. Africa. Answer. B. Europe. Q34. What is the balance of trade? A. Equal volume of imports and exports. B. The difference between the value of imports and exports. C. The physical balance of cargo on ships. D. The equal distribution of wealth. Answer. B. The difference between the value of imports and exports. Q35. A favorable balance of trade occurs when A. Value of imports exceeds exports. B. Value of exports equals imports. C. Value of exports exceeds imports. D. Both are zero. Answer. C. Value of exports exceeds imports. Q36. A negative balance of trade is also known as A. Favorable trade. B. Unfavorable trade. C. Balanced trade. D. Zero-sum trade. Answer. B. Unfavorable trade. Q37. What can be the consequence of a continuous negative balance of trade for a country? A. Stronger currency. B. Exhaustion of financial reserves. C. Increased political dominance. D. Economic independence. Answer. B. Exhaustion of financial reserves. Q38. Trade between two countries is called A. Multilateral trade. B. Bilateral trade. C. Domestic trade. D. Regional trade. Answer. B. Bilateral trade. Q39. When a country trades with multiple other countries, it is termed as A. Bilateral trade. B. Multilateral trade. C. Unilateral trade. D. Closed trade. Answer. B. Multilateral trade. Q40. The act of opening up economies for trading without restrictions is known as A. Protectionism. B. Free trade. C. Embargo. D. Tariff barrier. Answer. B. Free trade. Q41. Which term refers to selling a commodity in two different countries at different prices, often lower in the foreign market? A. Smuggling. B. Dumping. C. Hoarding. D. Subsidy. Answer. B. Dumping. Q42. Why do countries use protectionist policies? A. To increase imports. B. To protect domestic industries from foreign competition. C. To encourage dumping. D. To decrease domestic employment. Answer. B. To protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Q43. What does GATT stand for? A. General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. B. Global Association for Trade and Transport. C. General Agreement on Transport and Trade. D. Global Agency for Trade Tariffs. Answer. A. General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Q44. In which year was GATT formed? A. 1945. B. 1948. C. 1995. D. 1950. Answer. B. 1948. Q45. GATT was transformed into which organization on the 1st of January 1995? A. World Bank. B. International Monetary Fund. C. World Trade Organization, WTO. D. United Nations. Answer. C. World Trade Organization, WTO. Q46. Where is the headquarters of the WTO located? A. New York. B. Geneva. C. Paris. D. London. Answer. B. Geneva. Q47. Which organization is the only international organization dealing with the global rules of trade between nations? A. WHO. B. IMF. C. WTO. D. World Bank. Answer: C. WTO. Q48. As of recent data, 2016, how many member countries are there in the WTO? A. 100. B. 164. C. 193. D. 140. Answer: B. 164. Q49. Which of the following is a major criticism of the WTO? A. It promotes environmental sustainability. B. It heavily favors developed countries over developing ones. C. It only focuses on agricultural trade. D. It bans all forms of international trade. Answer: B. It heavily favors developed countries over developing ones. Q50. Issues such as health, workers' rights, and child labor are often cited as being ignored by which global trade body? A. UNESCO. B. UNICEF. C. WTO. D. WHO. Answer: C. WTO. Q51. What is the main purpose of regional trade blocs? A. To restrict trade globally. B. To encourage trade between geographically proximate countries. C. To increase tariffs between members. D. To promote global military alliances. Answer: B. To encourage trade between geographically proximate countries. Q52. How many regional trade blocs exist currently across the globe, approx? A. Less than 10. B. Around 50. C. Over 120. D. Exactly 5. Answer: C. Over 120. Q53. Regional trade blocs generate what percentage of the world's trade? A. 25.5%. B. 40.0%. C. 52.4%. D. 75.0%. Answer: C. 52.4%. Q54. What does ASEAN stand for? A. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. B. Alliance of Southeast Asian Nations. C. Association of Southeastern African Nations. D. Agency for Southeast Asian Nations. Answer: A. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Q55. Where is the headquarters of ASEAN? A. Singapore. B. Bangkok. C. Jakarta. D. Kuala Lumpur. Answer: C. Jakarta. Q56. Which of the following is not a member of ASEAN? A. Brunei Darussalam. B. Indonesia. C. India. D. Malaysia. Answer: C. India. Q57. What does CIA stand for? A. Commonwealth of Independent States. B. Community of Independent States. C. Council of International States. D. Center for International Security. Answer: A. Commonwealth of Independent States. Q58. Where is the headquarters of CIS? A. Moscow. B. Minsk. C. Kiev. D. St. Petersburg. Answer: B. Minsk. Q59. Which trade bloc aims for a single market with a single currency among its members? A. NAFTA. B. EU. C. ASEAN. D. SAFTA. Answer: B. EU. Q60. Where is the headquarters of the European Union, EU, located? A. Paris. B. Berlin. C. Brussels. D. London. Answer: C. Brussels. Q61. When was the European Economic Community, the precursor to the EU, established? A. 1945. B. 1957. C. 1992. D. 1999. Answer: B. 1957. Q62. What does LAIA stand for? A. Latin American Integration Association. B. Latin American International Alliance. C. Latin American Industrial Association. D. Local American Integration Agency. Answer: A. Latin American Integration Association. Q63. Where is the headquarters of LAIA? A. Buenos Aires. B. Rio de Janeiro. C. Montevideo. D. Santiago. Answer: C. Montevideo. Q64. Which countries are members of NAFTA? A. USA, UK, Canada. B. USA, Canada, Mexico. C. USA, Mexico, Brazil. D. Canada, Mexico, Brazil. Answer: B. USA, Canada, Mexico. Q65. In which year was NAFTA established? A. 1990. B. 1994. C. 2000. D. 2005. Answer: B. 1994. Q66. What does OPEC stand for? A. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. B. Organization of Petrochemical Exporting Countries. C. Organization of Petroleum Extracting Countries. D. Oil Producing Economic Countries. Answer: A. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Q67. Where is the headquarters of OPEC located? A. Riyadh. B. Tehran. C. Vienna. D. Baghdad. Answer: C. Vienna. Q68. When was OPEC formed? A. 1949. B. 1960. C. 1973. D. 1980. Answer: B. 1960. Q69. What is the primary commodity OPEC coordinates policies for? A. Natural gas. B. Coal. C. Crude oil. D. Iron ore. Answer: C. Crude oil. Q70. What does SAFTA stand for? A. South Asian Free Trade Agreement. B. South American Free Trade Agreement. C. South African Free Trade Agreement. D. Southern Asian Foreign Trade Agency. Answer: A. South Asian Free Trade Agreement. Q71. When did SAFTA come into effect? A. 1995. B. 2000. C. 2006. D. 2010. Answer: C. 2006. Q72. What are considered the chief gateways of international trade? A. Airports. B. Harbors and ports. C. Railway stations. D. Highway checkposts. Answer: B. Harbors and ports. Q73. Which facility is absolutely essential for a port? A. Large shopping malls. B. Docking, loading, unloading, and storage facilities. C. Only passenger terminals. D. Railway manufacturing units. Answer: B. Docking, loading, unloading, and storage facilities. Q74. Ports classified on the basis of cargo handled include: A. Inland and out ports. B. Industrial, commercial, and comprehensive ports. C. Oil and naval ports. D. Passenger and cargo ports. Answer: B. Industrial, commercial, and comprehensive ports. Q75. Which type of port primarily handles bulk cargo like grain, sugar, ore, and chemicals? A. Commercial port. B. Comprehensive port. C. Industrial port. D. Naval port. Answer: C. Industrial port. Q76. Ports that handle general cargo and manufactured goods alongside passenger traffic are known as: A. Industrial ports. B. Commercial ports. C. Outports. D. Oil ports. Answer: B. Commercial ports. Q77. Most of the world's great ports fall into which category based on cargo handling? A. Industrial ports. B. Commercial ports. C. Comprehensive ports. D. Naval ports. Answer: C. Comprehensive ports. Q78. Ports located away from the sea coast and linked to the sea through a river or canal are called A. Outports. B. Inland ports. C. Naval ports. D. Entrepot ports. Answer: B. Inland ports. Q79. Which of the following is an example of an inland port connected by a river? A. Mumbai. B. Kolkata. C. Chennai. D. Colombo. Answer: B. Kolkata. Q80. The port of Kolkata is located on which river? A. Ganga. B. Brahmaputra. C. Hooghly. D. Godavari. Answer: C. Hooghly. Q81. Which European port is an inland port situated on the river Rhine? A. London. B. Rotterdam. C. Mannheim. D. Paris. Answer: C. Mannheim. Q82. Ports built in deep water away from the actual coast to serve large ships that cannot reach the parent port are called A. Inland ports. B. Outports. C. Ports of call. D. Packet stations. Answer: B. Outports. Q83. Athens has its outport at A. Piraeus. B. Bremerhaven. C. Haldia. D. Dover. Answer: A. Piraeus. Q84. Maracaibo in Venezuela is famous as which type of port? A. Naval port. B. Entrepot port. C. Oil port. D. Packet station. Answer: C. Oil port. Q85. Abadan on the Gulf of Persia is primarily in A. Oil port. B. Outport. C. Inland port. D. Entrepot port. Answer: A. Oil port. Q86. Ports that originally developed as calling points on main sea routes for refueling, watering, and taking food items are called A. Entrepot ports. B. Ports of call. C. Packet stations. D. Naval ports. Answer: B. Ports of call. Q87. Which of the following is an example of a port of call? A. Honolulu. B. Dover. C. Kolkata. D. Piraeus. Answer: A. Honolulu. Q88. Ports exclusively concerned with the transportation of passengers and mail across water bodies covering short distances are called A. Entrepot ports. B. Packet stations. C. Outports. D. Naval ports. Answer: B. Packet stations. Q89. Which of the following is a pair of packet stations across the English Channel? A. Dover and Calais. B. London and Paris. C. Hamburg and Bremen. D. Rotterdam and Antwerp. Answer: A. Dover and Calais. Q90. Ports acting as collection centers where goods are brought from different countries for export to other countries are called A. Ports of call. B. Entrepot ports. C. Naval ports. D. Packet stations. Answer: B. Entrepot ports. Q91. Which of the following is a famous entrepot port in Asia? A. Singapore. B. Mumbai. C. Karachi. D. Tokyo. Answer: A. Singapore. Q92. Ports that have only strategic importance and serve warships are called A. Naval ports. B. Inland ports. C. Outports. D. Entrepot ports. Answer: A. Naval ports. Q93. Which of the following Indian ports serves as a naval port? A. Kochi. B. Haldia. C. Kandla. D. Ennur. Answer: A. Kochi. Q94. Karwar in India is an example of A. Packet station. B. Naval port. C. Inland port. D. Oil port. Answer B. Naval port. Q95. India's contribution to global trade is roughly A. 10%, B. 1%, C. 5%, D. 20%. Answer B. 1%. Q96. Despite its small share, what is true about India's international trade? A. It is declining. B. It plays a crucial role in its economy. C. It is limited to neighboring countries only. D. India trades only in raw materials. Answer B. It plays a crucial role in its economy. Q97. Over the years, the share of agriculture and allied products in India's total exports has A. Increased significantly. B. Remained constant. C. Declined. D. Fluctuated wildly. Answer C. Declined. Q98. Which sector's share has seen a substantial increase in India's export basket in recent decades? A. Traditional agriculture. B. Ores and minerals. C. Petroleum products and engineering goods. D. Raw timber. Answer C. Petroleum products and engineering goods. Q99. The decline in traditional agricultural exports of India is mainly due to A. Lack of production. B. Increase in domestic consumption and tough international competition. C. Ban on agricultural exports. D. Poor quality of seeds. Answer B. Increase in domestic consumption and tough international competition. Q100. Which of the following is a leading export commodity from India today? A. Spices. B. Jute. C. Gems and jewelry. D. Raw cotton. Answer C. Gems and jewelry. Q101. Historically, what was India's major import before the 1950s? A. Capital goods. B. Food grains. C. Petroleum. D. Software. Answer B. Food grains. Q102. After the 1970s, which commodity became the largest item in India's import bill? A. Food grains. B. Fertilizer. C. Petroleum and petroleum products. D. Edible oils. Answer C. Petroleum and petroleum products. Q103. The steep rise in the import of petroleum products in India is primarily due to A. Industrialization and better standard of living. B. Decrease in domestic coal production. C. Ban on electric vehicles. D. Lack of natural resources entirely. Answer A. Industrialization and better standard of living. Q104. Besides petroleum, which precious commodity does India import in large quantities to feed its export-oriented industry? A. Platinum. B. Silver. C. Gold and pearls. D. Copper. Answer C. Gold and pearls. Q105. Which of the following groups is the largest trading partner of India? A. SAARC. B. ASEAN. C. European Union. D. African Union. Answer C. European Union. Q106. Most of India's foreign trade is carried out through A. Air routes. B. Sea and air routes. C. Land routes. D. Pipelines. Answer B. Sea and air routes. Q107. Trade through land routes for India is mainly restricted to which neighboring countries? A. China, Myanmar, and Iran. B. Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. C. Sri Lanka and Maldives. D. Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Answer B. Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Q108. How many major seaports does India have along its coastline? A. 9. B. 10. C. 12. D. 15. Answer C. 12. Q109. Which government authority determines the policies and regulates the major ports in India? A. State governments. B. Central government. C. Private corporations. D. Local municipalities. Answer B. Central government. Q110. Who manages the minor ports in India? A. Central government. B. State governments. C. International Maritime Organization. D. Indian Navy. Answer B. State governments. Q111. Which port was constructed in Gujarat to relieve the pressure on the Mumbai port after the loss of Karachi port during partition? A. Porbandar. B. Surat. C. Kandla. D. Bhavnagar. Answer C. Kandla. Q112. Kandla port is situated at the head of A. Gulf of Khambat. B. Gulf of Mannar. C. Gulf of Kutch. D. Palk Strait. Answer C. Gulf of Kutch. Q113. Which port is known as Deen Dayal Port? A. Mumbai. B. Kandla. C. Marmagao. D. Kochi. Answer B. Kandla. Q114. Kandla port is specifically designed to receive large quantities of which imported commodity? A. Electronic goods. B. Petroleum and petroleum products. C. Iron ore. D. Timber. Answer B. Petroleum and petroleum products. Q115. Which port is the biggest port in India? A. Chennai. B. Kolkata. C. Mumbai. D. Vishakhapatnam. Answer C. Mumbai. Q116. What type of harbor does Mumbai port have? A. Artificial harbor. B. Natural harbor. C. Riverine harbor. D. Inland harbor. Answer B. Natural harbor. K117. Jawaharlal Nehru Port, JLN, was developed to decongest which major port? A. Kandla. B. Marmagao. C. Mumbai. D. Kochi. Answer C. Mumbai. Q118. Where is Jawaharlal Nehru Port located? A. Nhava Sheva. B. Trombe. C. Elephanta. D. Alibag. Answer A. Nhava Sheva. Q119. Which port is the largest container port in India? A. Chennai. B. Mumbai. C. Jawaharlal Nehru Port, JLN. D. Kochi. Answer C. Jawaharlal Nehru Port, JLN. Q120. Marmagao Port is located in which state? A. Maharashtra. B. Goa. C. Karnataka. D. Kerala. Answer B. Goa. Q121. Marmagao Port is situated at the entrance of which estuary? A. Mandovi. B. Zuari. C. Kali. D. Netravati. Answer B. Zuari. Q122. What is the primary export from Marmagao Port? A. Spices. B. Textiles. C. Iron ore. D. Petroleum. Answer C. Iron ore. Q123. New Mangalore Port is situated in which state? A. Goa. B. Kerala. C. Tamil Nadu. D. Karnataka. Answer D. Karnataka. Q124. New Mangalore Port primarily exports iron ore from which mining region? A. Bailadila. B. Kudremukh. C. Mayurbhanj. D. Ratnagiri. Answer B. Kudremukh. Q125. Which port is situated at the head of the Vembanad Kyle? A. New Mangalore. B. Kochi. C. Tuticorin. D. Chennai. Answer B. Kochi. Q126. Which port is popularly known as the Queen of the Arabian Sea? A. Mumbai. B. Marmagao. C. Kochi. D. Porbandar. Answer C. Kochi. Q127. Kochi port boasts which type of harbor? A. Artificial harbor. B. Riverine harbor. C. Natural harbor. D. Outport. Answer C. Natural harbor. Q128. Kolkata port is located on the banks of which river? A. Ganga. B. Brahmaputra. C. Hooghly. D. Subarnarekha. Answer C. Hooghly. Q129. Which major problem does Kolkata port face due to its riverine location? A. Tsunamis. B. Siltation. C. Coral reefs. D. Freezing during winter. Answer B. Siltation. Q130. Which port was developed 105 kilometers downstream from Kolkata to relieve its congestion? A. Paradip. B. Haldia. C. Dhamra. D. Diamond Harbour. Answer B. Haldia. Q131. Paradip port is located in which state? A. West Bengal. B. Orissa. C. Andhra Pradesh. D. Tamil Nadu. Answer B. Orissa. Q132. Paradip port is situated in the delta of which river? A. Godavari. B. Krishna. C. Mahanadi. D. Brahmani. Answer C. Mahanadi. Q133. Which Indian port boasts the deepest draft, suitable for handling very large vessels? A. Paradip. B. Mumbai. C. Chennai. D. Kolkata. Answer A. Paradip. Q134. Vishakhapatnam port is located in which state? A. Orissa. B. Tamil Nadu. C. Andhra Pradesh. D. Kerala. Answer C. Andhra Pradesh. Q135. What is a unique geographical feature of the Vishakhapatnam port? A. It is an island port. B. It is a landlocked harbor, connected by a channel cut through rock. C. It is a riverine port. D. It is an outport. Answer B. It is a landlocked harbor, connected by a channel cut through rock. Q136. Which is one of the oldest artificial ports on the eastern coast of India? A. Chennai. B. Vishakhapatnam. C. Paradip. D. Haldia. Answer A. Chennai. Q137. Chennai port was constructed in which year? A. 1859. B. 1905. C. 1947. D. 1965. Answer A. 1859. Q138. Why is Chennai port not suitable for large ships? A. Too much siltation. B. Shallow water near the coast. C. High tidal waves. D. Presence of coral reefs. Answer B. Shallow water near the coast. Q139. Which port was developed just north of Chennai to reduce its congestion? A. Tuticorin. B. Ennur. C. Karaikal. D. Machilipatnam. Answer B. Ennur. Q140. Ennur port is located in which state? A. Andhra Pradesh. B. Tamil Nadu. C. Kerala. D. Karnataka. Answer B. Tamil Nadu. Q141. Tuticorin port was developed to relieve the pressure of which port? A. Chennai. B. Kochi. C. Vishakhapatnam. D. Ennur. Answer A. Chennai. Q142. Tuticorin port is located in which state? A. Kerala. B. Karnataka. C. Tamil Nadu. D. Andhra Pradesh. Answer C. Tamil Nadu. Q143. Which mode of transport is the fastest for international trade of high-value and perishable goods? A. Sea transport. B. Road transport. C. Air transport. D. Rail transport. Answer: C. Air transport. Q144. What restricts the widespread use of air transport for bulk cargo in international trade? A. Slower speed. B. Very high operational cost. C. Lack of airports. D. Security issues. Answer: B. Very high operational cost. Q145. At present, how many international airports are functional in India, as per NCERT textbook context? A. 10. B. 12. C. 15. D. 25. Answer: D. 25. Q146. Which organization manages the airports in India? A. Indian Air Force. B. Airports Authority of India, I. C. National Highways Authority. D. Ministry of Defense. Answer: B. Airports Authority of India, I. Q147. Airports taken advantage over seaports in terms of: A. Handling heavy machinery. B. Speed of delivery. C. Carrying raw coal. D. Carrying iron ore. Answer: B. Speed of delivery. Q148. Which of the following is not an advantage of international trade? A. Better allocation of resources. B. Promotion of world peace. C. Depletion of local natural resources rapidly. D. Increase in standard of living. Answer: C. Depletion of local natural resources rapidly. Q149. Which ancient route facilitated the movement of goods from China to the Mediterranean? A. Spice route. B. Silk route. C. Grand Trunk Road. D. Amber Road. Answer: B. Silk route. Q150. During the Roman Empire, trade was primarily restricted to which region? A. Atlantic Ocean. B. Mediterranean Sea. C. Pacific Ocean. D. Indian Ocean. Answer: B. Mediterranean Sea.